Let's see what I think should happen here. So I definitely think that Kane most likely wants to avoid running into the Kha'Zix. So I assume that what they're trying to do is get some information early game if they can, and so they can figure out where Kha'Zix starts, and even better if they can figure out where he travels to after he starts, which would take a really late ward, which it doesn't seem like they're going for yet, but they could always regroup here in a second. Let's see. It's pretty likely that when you have a Maokai, it's very likely that the enemy, like the team that has Maokai, is going to start at the Raptors because Maokai has such a great leash for it, right? So that's always going to be a very common occurrence. Wow, so he actually didn't finish the Raptor. I guess you can't finish the Raptor if you're going to get the lead from your bot lane, uh, and you don't want your bot lane to be there forever, right? So I haven't seen that before. So he actually just did all the small Raptors very quickly, and then ran to his red, which was leashed by his bot lane. That's my first time seeing that actually. I assume yeah, he probably still hits level 3 off this. Okay, so he still hits level 3 here. Now let's talk a little about pathing as we did before. So Kane did one action, two action, and then this was his third action, and he did it. Let's see, pretty fast. Like 224 is pretty damn fast to get out of your jungle. And this is awarded because he doesn't actually do his big raptor, and obviously because he had a leash from his bot lane, and he had Maokai literally leash all three camps, right? So the speed at which he just did these three camps is ridiculous. I'm sure they've practiced this before, so I want to know what they usually do with this. Um, However, Kha'Zix opted to. He went straight to blue, or he did wolves. He had 60 ads. Okay, so he went straight to blue. So Kha'Zix did this in the same time that he did all three camps, which is really weird. What I'm thinking about is other ways that Kha'Zix could have tried to use that advantage against the Kane, but maybe it's just not possible in professional if you know that your opponent is going to be able to do is get level 3 at 2 minutes and 24 seconds. Like if Kha'Zix did 1, 2, 3. Well, if he had an ESP coin and he did 1, 2, 3, he'd level 3 and be on the same side as Kane. I'm not sure how long it would take to do these three things. Actually, yeah, the Scuttlecraft just spawned. So the speed that Maokai increased at Kane's clear here didn't give Kha'Zix that many options to actually have an advantage against Kane. That's pretty interesting. Like, ESP Quint, this is like the fastest he could have hit level 3. It would be doing these three things with the ESP Quint. But even that speed wouldn't have been fast enough. Kane would have been here to contest this, and he's a level higher with double buffs. So a matchup that you're usually ahead in, you're now behind because of how quickly he did his camps. Interesting. So the Kha'Zix didn't have any immediate options to punish the Kane really, because if Kha'Zix started blue, wolves, and goes over here, while he's doing this red, Kane can already be ganking, or Kane could like if Kane can't get a gank, he can just do the Scuttle Crab, and then go back to his jungle, and basically the Kha'Zix wouldn't have very many options after he did this, because if any lane was gankable, the Kane would have done it already, or Kane would after doing. So let me delete this line. So or Kane would wait for Kha'Zix, right? So the Maokai basically changed the whole dynamic of the jungle by himself. Yeah, basically really good pathing from contracts. Although usually I give that kind of credit mainly like to coaching staff because that took a collected effort. Maybe contracts figured it out by himself though. Who knows? So here comes a very quick gank on top lane. So this is why I assume they've practiced. Now, when it's tank versus tank in the top lane, you usually don't care that much to get either of them a kill or whatever, right? But when you're yourself or playing a carry jungler, getting this kill for yourself is very important. So if this is a easy kill, is important, or it is very good to actually get it if you can get the kill. Does he get it? He gets it. So this is pretty much exactly what Cloud9 would want the start to go. And again, that has to do with what I was saying before. With if you draft both Bard and Maokai, you have the pick, but you need the damage from another source. So he goes back to his jungle. You can see he's actually getting pinged out, which is good awareness from P1. They know like what his options are. I assume he's gonna back after he does this camp, because he has a lot of gold right now. I wonder what back he's trying to go for. It's also possible, like in professional, like sometimes you need to stay on the map, because if you leave the map, they're going to counter jungle you. So you have to do the camps before you back. So Contract actually decides to full clear. He has a lot of gold right now. Now he finally backed. Now what I'm gonna go back because I'm interested in like what Kha'Zix could have done differently. Because Kha'Zix didn't get anything out of this, right? Kayn shows top, and he doesn't get anything out of it. I'm wondering why. So he does Raptors the blue, which is a very odd pathing in my opinion. I'm not sure exactly why you would do that. I guess if you know the Maokai, this way he's level 3 when he's at his red buff. So as long as Kayn doesn't do this path and immediately do his red buff, he can actually contest Kayn here when he's the same level as Kayn. So it's not that bad actually. Like I would have to see how common what Contracts is doing is right now. How common it really is. It definitely seems like P1 had an idea that this might be what's happening. But obviously Zig dying, like it seems as if like what Mike Young's doing is like, correct, but because his top laner doesn't actually play around the same condition, it goes poorly. So like now Mike Young has to like think about whether he's gonna run into Kayn 1v1 here while his top laner is dead, or whether he's gonna go down. So it actually looked like he decided to avoid him. Also, if Kha'Zix invades, I just remember this is only a big raptor. It's not the whole raptor camp, so it's not nearly as effective as if it was the whole. I'm lagging like hell. Can lower this a bit. I'm not sure why I would be lagging. I'm barely doing anything. I don't have like anything open either. Am I lagging for anybody else? Sticky, Orphan, am I lagging for you guys? Alright, Orphan, I'll see you later. Yeah, I'm gonna open up my resource monitor. On my other monitor. Sorry about my voice sometimes. Like I'm a little sick. It seems like my nose is a little clogged up. All right. Hey, Boxin. All right. So why doesn't the Kazakhs invade? Like he doesn't know anything yet, so you can't blame him for anything currently. So here he knows. How long did it take him to finish the Wolves? So he finished the Wolves. He doesn't run up to his red, which I think is completely fine. However, he runs right to his Gromp. If he feels like, it's like one of those things, like if you feel as if the enemy, so let me bring this over to you guys. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then for him, he doesn't know which direction he went. So this is what the Causes is thinking, right? The Causes did 1, 2, 3, and this is when he's making a choice. So if Kha'Zix believes that, obviously if Kha'Zix believes that what's it called, Kayn just leaves, it's like, oh well, Kayn's running back to his jungle, he could just run over and get his red, and maybe go for a gank on this push lane, or do like he can just run on the other side. So and that'd be fine because it would be his red buff. But so I would think if he thought that the Kayn was gonna run back to his jungle, he would run into his top jungle and finish these camps. This is basically the point of what I was trying to get there. So when he runs this way, makes me believe that he thinks that the Kayn's gonna run and do his red. But if you, my question is, if he thinks that he's gonna do his red, why not invade? Right? So he could have invaded. Now this is only the Big Raptor, but at least resets the timer. You know, and it's not like you're taking nothing. And it's not as if you can't go back and get your Gromp later. So I feel like it's kind of weird not to go for some kind of invade play if you feel like he's in your top side. But again, maybe he knows. Like, I'm not sure whether he actually knows this is only a Big Raptor or not, or maybe he thinks this whole camp is gone because of the CS that Kayn has, which could be true. So let me think about if he thinks this camp is gone. This is just showing me that Kayn's path is really good for the counter gank. The only camps he hasn't done yet, Kayn's or the Kha'Zix isn't on the same side of the map. Something else that Kha'Zix could have done, obviously, would be to do crab and then the blasting plant. He could jump over this wall, blasting plant over, and do Kayn's raptors. That's another option as well. And then either end up ganking bot lane or running back and doing Gromp and backing.